Hey there, hi there, ho there. What you know there? You know, people think I need an introduction. I don't really need an introduction. I think everybody already knows what the hell's going on here. Truth, logic, and common sense. There's a battle cry for you. Anyhow, truth, logic, and common sense runs amok in my life. So I'd like to say welcome to all the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire shit kickers. We got Jason and Michelle and Mike and David and Brenda. Hi, everybody. How do my glasses look? I use these when I cut my fingernails with my belt tool. So anyhow, here it is. What is it, by the way? Is today the 9th? It is. It's July 9th, 20 clusterfuck 21. And I bring you greetings from the freedom-infested hell zone of the sonic bombast firestorm, Nuge barn, man cave, cuckoo's nest, ammo dump. It's almost like I'm the A10 warthog of truth, logic, and common sense. This is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Not a damn thing you can do about it. Actually, there is something they could do about it. And believe me, the people who hate freedom, who hate logic and common sense, they try to do something about it every day. And so I'm tuning up my beautiful number 8 Gibson Birdland. Look how beautiful. So I'm just checking right now, everybody on here. Welcome and greetings on a beautiful Friday. Can you hear my voice okay? Boy, the Birdland in the man cave cuckoo's nest goes sharp. That's how I tune them, by yanking on them. You know, you can yank me, you can crank me, but people think I need an official intro. I don't think I need an official intro. I think this is a very down-to-earth shit kicker intro. I think people probably enjoy the pre-show backstage guitar tuning. Hear that all right? So anyhow, here it is, a beautiful Friday. I hope you're getting ready for a great weekend. By the way, how about... Finally, it's Friday. I'm out of my cage. 2 days of freedom are good for a rage. I go to the concert and hit all the bars. On weekends, my wages go just so far. I'm a weekend warrior. Weekend warrior. So stand up and shake it and show them what you got. 2 days of freedom are good for a shot. There's no rules for schoolgirls. They're hanging out as they please, hanging out at 13, putting on the squeeze. I'm a weekend. That was a song for younger days and younger people. So anyhow, I just got one little amp here, but I got a lot of truth, logic, and common sense. Unlimited truth, logic, and common sense. Had a wonderful day with Joe Arbick, my taxidermist from Battle Creek, Michigan, at Barney's. A bunch of great people at Barney's. If ever I was in the epicenter, dare I say the crotch, maybe the armpit, maybe the nostrils, the flaming, flaring nostrils of shit kicker America, it was today in Battle Creek, Michigan, at Barney's with John, the owner, and this lovely lady who was our waitress, and some old friends that came by. The cook came out of the kitchen. But Joe Arbick, taxidermist supreme, right along with Mark Ditzel, great taxidermist, love guys at taxidermist, right along with Mitch Moore in Northern California. A lot of my friends are taxidermists. They mount majestic wildlife creatures that we are fortunate enough to put our heart and soul into being the best reasoning predator we can be. And when God gives us the gift of a broadside shot, we like to send the mystical flight of the arrow into the pump station of unsuspecting herbivores and cervids that we turn into family-sized portions, and then remember the details, the stimulating spiritual firestorm of memories, which is what taxidermy art represents. My God, we got it all over the man cave here. There's a moose I killed on September 10th, 1977. In the interior of Alaska with my then brand new Jennings Super T compound bow, my first compound bow. So I dedicate this to working hard, playing hard America of every strata, especially the taxidermists and the hunters and the fishermen and the trappers. In fact, I'd like to think that this Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire is brought to you by the deadliest mushroom in the woods, Remington Ammo, and the best gun cleaning stuff. I'm going to promote mom and pop businesses. Now, Remington. I have a Browning shotgun over there. But Remington Ammo, it really is a mom and pop business because it employs thousands and thousands of moms and poppers. Is that light too bright over there? Is that what that light is doing? That light looks stupid. I'll fix that light. How about ambient light? Oh, I see. It's a reflection from the setting sun. May the mountain sun never set. So, guess who's going to join me here shortly? The queen of the forest, the deadliest fox in the woods. She's a reasoning predator, sometimes unreasonable, but mostly a reasoning predator. We're all unreasonable sometimes, aren't we? So, there's another mom and pop business that I come to love, Dirty Boar Gun Cleaner. It's just something I believe in. I thought I would promote on the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. You can go to dirty-boar.com, and it comes in all kinds of pragmatic applications. Dirty Boar Gun Cleaner, killer stuff. And my buddy Tim Anderson up there in the great Northwest. This is the NW Retention holster. NW Retention, great holsters. This happens to be a chest rig. I happen to have a strong right side belt holster on right now. But we like to promote mom and pop businesses, and we like to promote the entrepreneurs who bust their ass to be in the asset column every day. In fact, my arrows are made by gold tip arrows, and Cliff Toro fletches them for me with a nice helical fletch. And the fletching is by Boning, Bohning, another great family mom and pop entrepreneurial American dream man in the arena. Boning Archery, I think it's Lake City, Michigan. And this is cold steel broadheads. I'm answering a lot of questions I get each day. This is a cold steel knife. People ask me, what knife do I carry? I carry a cold steel knife. It's so sharp. It's awesome. I'm surprised I have any fingers left. Except that the most dangerous knife in the world is a dull knife. We know this, don't we? Are there Boy Scouts out there? There are. Always prepared. Is that what we are? So, cold steel knives, cold steel broadheads, and here's the clincher. I also like the new archery products. I use the Kill Zone. Kill Zone. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I'd like to think that the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire comes to you from a Kill Zone, where we kill them and grill them. Thought I had a copy of my Kill 'em and Grill 'em book here, but anyhow, people go, you should write a cookbook. Wrote one, 20 years ago maybe? Ted and Shemaine Nugent, Kill 'em and Grill 'em, or is it Kill It and Grill It? Kill it and grill it. But we kill it and grill it with proven weaponry, and I love the mystical flight of the arrow. My Matthews bows, love the Matthews bows. A salute to Brian Shootback Sporting Goods in Jackson, Michigan. This is the Ted Nugent Entrepreneurial Salute Spirit Campfire, because you're not going to have spirit unless you have hardworking, Herculean work ethic families out there like the Shootback family. So this is a cold steel broadhead made by the same company as Cold Steel Knives. And I test every broadhead. I used Levi Morgan's Schwacker. Great broadhead. This is the one I use because I love the penetration capabilities of a 2-blade broadhead. It optimizes penetration, therefore sliceability, therefore hemorrhaging, therefore quick, clean, humane kill. Barack. Anyhow, this is called the bone saw. And how can you go through life without a bone saw? Speaking of bone saw, we'll get into the trivia. You enjoy the gory minutia, don't you? Don't you like the minutia? Here's an old Victorinox knife I've had for probably 40 years. More than that, 40. How many years ago was 1974, 1972? Going through the El Paso airport, they had a cutlery shop, a knife shop that sold like swords and machetes and hatchets and spears and Victorinox knives. And I got this probably in 1972 or 1973. Not this particular one, but the one called the Farmer that I had. It's got bone debris. See that? Fragment o' bone. Bone fragments. This little Victorinox Nugent knife, they ended up making me a couple thousand of them with my name on it. And we sold those back in the 70s, but it's got this unbelievable saw that goes through a pelvic bone on an unsuspecting herbivore after the harvest that just makes quick, easy work. And of course, this is what I fillet most of my bluegills and bass with. I use this little Victorinox knife. In fact, the bone saw on my Victorinox knife is the ultimate scaler. People go, why do you scale them? You should just skin them. Huh? The skin is where all the flavor is. Tell me you know this. Uncle Ted's here to help. I'm just a guitar player. I'm not a professional fisherman, but I'm a professional fish eater. You scale the fish because the skin has all the fat, all the flavor. It's like a boneless chicken breast. Why bother? It's the skin that's so good. It's like the best restaurants in the world have on the menu suckling pig, roast suckling pig. A lot of people go, well, it's just so cute. Correct. The cuter the critter, the sweeter the meat. Lamb, anybody? A young deer, my favorite deer to kill. I'm going to continue with my Victorinox knife. It's also got a flathead screwdriver with a bottle opener and a wire stripper. I cannot tell you how many times every day this comes out of my pocket. And then it's got a can opener, small flathead that fits most Phillips head screws. And then it has something I use all the time. It's actually considered a leather punch, but it actually is a good starter in trees for tree steps or tree stands and for sheet metal for starting a sheet metal screw. So this is something I've had in my pocket. Not this specific knife. I probably had this knife in my pocket for 40 years, but I've had a variation of that knife in my pocket for 50 years, probably 50. Yeah, sure. 50. Yeah, I was 22. Yeah, you think? 54 years probably. And then with the advent of the Leatherman and now the Gerber, I never get up in the morning without putting this on my belt. And I suppose we should continue with the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire on Friday, the 9th of July, 20 Clusterfuck 21. So are you still with me? This is kind of an educational, entertaining piece, don't you think? If I'm nothing, I'm fun, I'm educational, I'm stimulating, I'm inspiring people to participate in this sacred, hard-earned blood and guts experiment in self-government, but I'm also educational as all hell, don't you think? So also in my pocket every day, this is a variation got from George Britton, Britton's Archery in Tarpon Springs, Florida, another entrepreneur family business. Salute, George. By the way, you can get autographed Ted Nugent stuff. George, during the illegal communist shutdown of our society by the traitors in the White House. Well, those are harsh words. Yeah, because they're accurate. because they're accurately describing something really harsh, really wrong, really cruel, really criminal. So the communist sympathizers, and outright communists in our White House and our government, shut down society. So I helped with Tim and Ashley Tucker and with Calvin Ross at Lone Star Music. Calvin Ross, Lone Star Music, Waco, Texas, another great mom and pop, well, at least pop business, a great entrepreneurial dream. And I started autographing my CDs and 8x10 photos and arrows and different stuff, and Ashley and Tim Tucker would sell them at Old West Antiques at yahoo.com. In fact, one of the things that Tim and Ashley sell are personally autographed books of, speak of the devil. Speak of one really pretty devil. Hi, baby doll.
You called me a
Let me move all this stuff so you can join me. Look who's here, everybody. It's the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, brought to you by the one and only effervescent. Hey, everybody. That's my girl. I don't care what you think of me. You got to give me some credit. Don't you? Look at her.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Thank you so much for allowing me to get into your your world today. As soon as you're done with this, I'm going to go live on my Facebook page. Wow. Are you going live via StreamYard?
I think we're StreamYarding.
Yeah. So before I don't know what you were talking about. I saw you holding up my
Just
book.
Raising all kinds of hell. That we celebrate entrepreneurialism, and when we improvise, adapt, and overcome, we help Tim and Ashley Tucker,
yes.
George Britton, Brian Schubeck has Come and Take It flags and Come and Take It hats. And so we support and promote those people.
And speaking of entrepreneurship, but most importantly, health. You and I have been taking supplements every single day for about 5 years.
I'm like a supplement.
And I wanted to I'm going to type it into the comment section. If you go to...
Really? Can you do that?
Yes, I can do that. If you email me personally at wildlywell21...
You take I'm a fan on it.
Oh, he is? I know. That's why I changed my top. At gmail.com. Did I spell that right? wildlywell21@gmail.com. You can email me personally. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because every single day, and I appreciate the communication, but I've been to the point where I'm not like Ted, of course, but I try to respond to as many people as I can. But so many people have asked me, a lot of people have reached out to me about toxic mold and what to do and how to recover, and also anti-aging, what do I use, what skincare I use, and also energy. A lot of people have asked me about all of those things. So if you email me at wildlywell21@gmail.com, I'm going to send you...
Say it again, wildlywell you got it written down there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're wild. You're wildly
I'm
well.
wildly well. And I will send you different links depending on what you want. You want more energy. You want to learn about anti-aging. You want to learn, the sleep spray. I do the sleep spray. I mean, there's so much. I take these products every day, and so I want to share that with you. And if you want more information on that, and don't forget, I'm gonna jump in while I can.
Go nuts, babe. You are wildly well.
We are drunk. Oh, did you see that comment? We are drunk on awesomeness.
We are drunk. I'm stoned on freedom. I'm inebriated on liberty. I'm actually intoxicated on sensuality. Come on in, Jim. Just put that money by the phone. It's Jim Knapp, the man for all seasons.
Jim.
Thanks for doing all that trimming while I was shooting raccoons today.
So, other things in the news that
lots of things
I'm writing a book.
I would.
And I'm excited about that. As soon as I get a confirmed publisher, I'm going to let you guys know. But also, every Sunday I do something called Sunday Setup, where every Sunday afternoon around 5-ish Eastern, I go live to help set you up for inspiration for the week ahead. Because one day on a Sunday, I was making a list of all my to-dos. Have to do this, have to do that. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if rather than going into the week looking like, not with dread, but anxiety, like how am I going to get all these things done? I help provide inspiration and motivation for you to get everything done and be happier and healthier.
Balance, balanced life. You need to bust ass and kick ass to the max, but then you have to take a deep breath, and let your spirit rest.
Look
at Coco.
at-
How beautiful is Coco?
Look at my girl. I don't think she feels well.
She just wants to go bite a rabbit. That's all
Okay.
she wants to
You want to
do.
come up here? I'm going to go
We
see
got our
Coco.
dogs. There goes Shemaine. Was that
All
awesome?
right.
Stick around,
well,
baby.
thanks, guys. Have fun with Ted, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, so they should go to
wildlywell21@gmail.com, or as soon as you're done here, jump on my Facebook page and I'll tell you more about it, and also give you some more inspiration about, here's one word that I will say to you, and I bet you have a lot to say about it. This message popped up in my mind today when I was doing Bible study, talking about being lukewarm. And God doesn't want us, especially patriots, and Christians, to be lukewarm. And I know you're not. You're all in all the time, right?
Yes. I'm a dedicated we the people experimenter in self-government because I'm so radical to believe that I have individual gifts from God. That's so radical of me.
But you know what? There's a lot of people who are afraid and have been afraid.
And rightly so with
Rightly
the
so.
threat from our government. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What a shame. So I'm proud to speak for those people who feel silenced because they're going to get fired, because I can't get fired. Nobody can fire me. I'm my own boss. And if I do lose income, if I do lose reputation, tough shit. Because I'm standing up for truth, logic, and common sense in this beloved, sacred, unique, one-of-a-kind experiment in self-government that warriors of the U.S. military died so we can. How dare we not? So I'm radical, no shit.
The problem is, and I see some comments coming in, oh, get rid of whatever social media platform you're on. The problem is there's no way for you to get the word out about all of those things.
Can I give
Yes,
you the
you
ultimate
can.
analogy of that?
Yes.
So you want to take medicine to your sick child, and your sick child is on an island, but there's only a boat run by the enemy to get the medicine to your sick child. Would you not improvise, adapt, and overcome and use the Zuckerberg anti-American boat to get the medicine to your sick child? You improvise, adapt, and overcome. It's not compromising my stand. It's taking advantage of the scum dogs out there who censor and burn books and limit free speech, if not downright eliminate free speech, and force you to get an experimental shot that even the Federal Drug Administration, Food and Drug Administration, hasn't even authorized. So if I can get truth, logic, and common sense on the backs of my enemy, here I am. So that's why I do this. So I'm not going to get off Facebook until they throw me off. And for some reason they haven't yet, because here I am.
And I got thrown off Twitter, but you didn't.
For a cute little video she did. Cute. It was nothing but cute. And they threw her off.
But in good, on the lighter side of things, we've got William Ginn, G-U-I-N-N.
William Ginn, U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fi, William.
And thank you guys so much for all of the comments. I'm trying to roll with it. So in just a little bit, if you want to join me on my Facebook, I'm the kinder, gentler side. The gentler Nugent.
You know, when I'm at my gentlest, am I not as gentle as gentle can
You're
be?
pretty gentle.
Pretty gentle.
Coco's pretty gentle.
When I snuggle Shemaine and Coco and Happy and Sadie and my grandchildren, and maybe some sick kids who come to our campfire, I am like Mother Teresa with a Glock, and I keep it holstered, mostly. So you need to improvise, adapt, and overcome. By the way, a U.S. Marine Corps hero knows exactly what I'm talking about, because that's the strategy for victory over evil. You identify the means and the systems and the strategies by which you can overcome evil. And even if it appears compromising on the surface, if you eliminate evil, you did the right thing, and that's all I try to do every day. So sometimes you can be gentle and negotiate verbally. Sometimes you have to pick up the crowbar of good and crush the skulls of evil with a well-swung crowbar. Well, violence is never the answer. You Pearl Harbor me, I Nagasaki you. Any questions? Think about that. You Pearl Harbor me, I Nagasaki you. Why do you take my hand off your back? I like
because I'm afraid you're going to unleash the beast and undo my.
I grasp her back.
But Colby, to change the subject, or Kirby Calhoun, you want to bring this up, Ted? You want to talk about that?
Kirby says, I may not have a lot of strength. I am a veteran, and I am with you, Ted. I know that, and you have to determine your own levels of strength. I don't have I do actually have a lot of strength.
You have enough strength to go around.
I have enough strength.
And what would you say to somebody like that who is, there is something as post-traumatic stress, and I think there's a lot of people, obviously, out there who have true post-traumatic stress,
Yes.
not just from certain events in January, but actually have witnessed some gruesome things. And how do you get past all that stuff? When you have been with Toby Keith, saluting flag-draped coffins, and really seeing the horrors of what war can bring.
I'm a knee-jerk pragmatist. When I'm saluting flag-draped coffins and crying, I am in that moment. And that moment settles into my arsenal of truth and intellect. And then when I have the opportunity, which I intentionally seek, the opportunity to confront the evil that caused the heroes of the U.S. military and law enforcement and just good Americans to perish, instead of dwelling on the tears and the heartbreak, I catalog that, and I use that to fortify my strength to take on the evil as I encounter it on a daily basis. And quite honestly, not everybody is everybody. Everybody is individual, and you have to call your own shots. And if your boss is going to fire you and eliminate the income to provide for your family, you have to make that call whether you remain muzzled or not. But remember how we got here. The Founding Fathers didn't go to Concord Bridge to meet the King's punks, the jackbooted thugs of King George, when they came to take our guns and tax us for their indulgences. We met them at Concord Bridge and we shot them in the face. You're not disarming us, you're not shutting us up, and you're not wrongly taxing us for your indulgences. And when they tried that, we shot them in the face. This is good. This is good over evil. It's a shame, but our history is literally segment after segment of good over evil. And now we are living in the grasp of evil because good didn't go to the Concord Bridge, figuratively speaking. Can you grab me one of those waters out of it? Because I'm really getting dry.
Do you want that?
This is fun. What is it?
It's that coconut water.
The lime in the coconut. Get the lime in the
All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Have fun with Ted. See you later. I love you.
Have fun with Ted.
Okay.
I have fun with Shemaine. So anyhow, the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire is about driving home truth, logic, and common sense. Not my truth, not your logic, not somebody's common sense. There's self-evident truth. If you want balanced wildlife, it's irrefutable that you have to harvest the surplus. On finite habitat, which all habitat is, I don't care if it's elephant habitat or the Yellowstone National Park habitat or the forest preserves in Illinois or the private land in Texas, all habitat is finite. It's not expanding, but the wildlife will breed and produce and expand, hence the annual Thanksgiving harvest of the surplus to kill and grill, making room in the habitat for next year's fawns and calves and cubs. I hear from people all the time going, I never heard it like that before. Isn't that fascinating? There's not an environmental wildlife conservation curriculum in our schools? That's a rhetorical question, but the answer is no. They don't want you to know about wildlife habitat because they'd rather do what the Colorado Conservation Division of Conservation, or whatever they call themselves, or the Texas Parks and Wildlife all too often, or the Michigan DNR, the Illinois DNR, or these corrupt, criminal, anti-science, anti-hunting gangbanger bureaucracies. They don't want you to know that hunting is essential. Trapping is essential. Fishing is essential. I have a law on my lakes. Yes, you can fish there, select friends of family, but you are not allowed to throw any fish back. We need to harvest those fish from the lake so they don't overwhelm their habitat. They get stunter and stunter every year, kind of like the mentality of Democrats with all the inbreeding and cannibalism that goes on. Spiritual inbreeding, spiritual cannibalism. And so, wise use, sustained yield conservation is why we have more black bears in North America than ever in recorded history. More cougars, more mountain lions in North America than ever in recorded history. More American bison and pronghorn antelope than over 150 years. More white-tailed deer than ever in recorded history. Hell, there's more white-tailed deer in my freezer than ever recorded in recorded history. So these are the self-evident truths that our founding fathers went, you know, the king shouldn't be the only guy to own a sword and a bow and arrow. I think the citizens should be able to own a sword and a bow and arrow. Maybe to defend themselves from the king's henchmen. That's not an opinion. That's a self-evident truth. I have the right to state what I want to state. That's not a hunch. That's a self-evident truth that man, every man, woman, and child in the world has the right to speak freely. And when they say something wrong and stupid, the common sense that is common and sensible will identify stupidity and make sure that those stupid people don't make policy. Unfortunately, we're living in a stranglehold of stupid people, corrupt people, criminal people in the media, in academia, infested our government, and all over Hollywood that say stupid stuff and it ends up policy. What do you mean by that, Ted? Well, let me tell you what I mean by that. Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Baltimore, Detroit, Atlanta. What do you mean by that? I mean the highest violent crime rates in decades, feces and needles on the streets, Austin, Texas. That's the direct result of Democrat policies of we need to feel sorry for people who want to shit in the street and shoot heroin. Maybe we should give them free needles to encourage heroin addiction. So I know most of you already know this, but there are occasional numbnuts that penetrate the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. And many of them, we're all numbnuts at some point in our lives. But when we stop resisting data, when we stop resisting evidence, when we stop resisting information and knowledge, and we absorb the evidence, we absorb the knowledge, we confirm and corroborate the information we're given, then we have no excuse to be numbnuts anymore. Michael Moore, Dianne Feinstein, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Eric Holder, Joe Biden. You have no excuse. Now, feigning ignorance is actually criminal dishonesty in position of power abuse and authority abuse. So, that's what we celebrate here at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you supporting those that support this campfire, like Mike Lindell, who the enemies of America attack him on behalf of you. They want to destroy entrepreneurs. They want to destroy mom and pop businesses. That's why I promote them. Powers Clothing in Jonesville, Michigan, the Utter Side, UDDER, the best ice cream in the world in Jonesville. Frank Beck Chevy in Hillsdale. Who else? Shootback Sporting Goods in Jackson. M60 Grill and Brigham's Hardware in Concord, Michigan. Ditzel Taxidermy down the street. Joe Arbick's Taxidermy in Battle Creek, Michigan. I could go on and on with the entrepreneurs that I support. And Mike Lindell is the tip of that culture war spear. We need to sucker punch in the throat, the bridge of the nose, figuratively speaking, until we actually have the literal opportunity, punch back to the cancel culture punks. Go to mypillow.com, type in the code SPIRIT, and buy a bunch of MyPillow stuff. just to tell MSNBC and CNN and ABC and CBS and all those lying, power-abusing Marxist mouthpieces that they can't destroy Mike Lindell because we're going to support him. Same with TedNugent.com. Same with, I mentioned this holster, NW Retention, up in the once great Northwest, which is still loaded with great hard-working entrepreneurs and family business shit kickers like the Anderson family. You go to NW, like Northwest, NWRetention.com. The best holsters I've ever used. I think they're having a sale this summer if you type in the code NUGENT, NWRetention.com. But I promote these people who are being attacked because they're in the gun business or the ammo business or the archery business. So I like to support them. And of equal importance, go to tednugent.com and type in the code NUGE, NUGE 21. And we're having a sale on the Come and Take It flags. And by the way, we're selling off all those Come and Take It hats. But wait till you see. I can't even show you yet. I'll show you next week what this new hat is. Holy God. People are going to want many of these hats. Everybody I've showed them to wants to buy 50 of them. And here I'm going to repeat this. This is the Ted Nugent Challenge coin. Now, I give it to the heroes of law enforcement, military, first responders, firefighters, and their families. I give them away. You can see them behind me. We exchange them. You put them in your handshaking hand, and you grip the recipient with gusto, with spirit, with freedom, forcefulness, and you exchange these challenge coins. That's the Ted Nugent Challenge coin there. And those are also on sale at tednugent.com right now. We just got a bunch of new ones in, and you can see it. Kind of cool. There's the freedom spear whacking man right there. That actually might be Tim Wells on there. I don't know. But you can get these Ted Nugent Challenge coins. They're limited supplies right now, but at tednugent.com, type in the code NUGE, NUGE 21. But the people that get these coins, they just love them. In fact, some guys have bought dozens of them so they can give them to the heroes of the military and law enforcement and firefighters and first responders when they encounter them. But a big salute to everybody who supports the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, because it's your truth, your logic, your common sense. And on Monday, was it the 5th? I think it was the 5th of July, the day after Independence Day, where I was so heartbroken, and I remain in many ways heartbroken because of the criminal abuse of power and the dishonesty, the rampant dishonesty, just lying monsters in our government. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. So the way I end the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire every week, and as we get ready for a wonderful weekend, and we will have a wonderful weekend. We will improvise, adapt, and overcome. And as we do that, we need to be sure that we earn the freedom that we celebrate at our family campfires and fishing and going to the campgrounds and the barbecues and whatever you do at the shooting range. But if you really believe and you understand that freedom is not free, then pursue life, liberty, and a gonzo pursuit of happiness every day. But then earn it every week by calling your mayor. I know some of you have done this, and thank you, because I've heard the aftershock of shit kickers calling their mayor and their senator and their congressman and their governor going, we support Donald Trump, or tell them what you believe. Whatever you believe, tell them. But the word has it that when you tell them that you believe in God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, work ethic, entrepreneurial, mom and pop businesses, law and order, when you tell them that, it leaves a mark. You need to tell them over and over again, especially here in Michigan. What an embarrassment. What a heartbreaking, shattering embarrassment Michigan politics have become. Holy God in heaven. Gretchen Whitmer, what species is that? Lying, hypocritical, oath-violating monster. Gretchen, Gretchen, shame on you. Shame on you and your attorney general. Shame on you and your entire administration. Shame on you. Don't you know you're violating your oath every day? Well, you can't travel, but I'm going to Florida to visit my dad. Your parents will have to go into an old folks home and you can't visit them as they're dying. But I'm going to go visit my dad in Florida without a mask. And have you ever in your life seen such a maniacal orgy, a scramble, hyper-maniacal scramble to get people to take an unauthorized, untested, non-FDA emergency shot that they're calling a vaccine that isn't a vaccine? That's not a Ted Nugent thing. They admit it's not a vaccine. There's actually paperwork that goes, this isn't really a vaccine. It doesn't qualify as a vaccine. It hasn't been tested as a vaccine. And the Food and Drug Administration won't let us call it a vaccine, but let's call it a vaccine because people are comfortable with the word vaccine. Tell me you know that. Tell me you know the shot is not an authorized vaccine. Tell me you know that. Tell me you know that it's an unprecedented, never before tragic outcome of side effects. Sickness, heart attacks, infertility, blood clots, death like no other emergency shot in the history of the world, except for the Tuskegee Airmen, when our government injected them with syphilis. Well, our government wouldn't do that. Our government injected blacks with syphilis. And you might want to check out the Nuremberg trials. When we brought the Nazi devils to justice for experimenting on Jewish people. You remember the Nuremberg trial? I know you didn't learn that in the American education system because it's the American anti-education system. The Nuremberg trials correctly determine that no human beings, no government, no bureaucracy has the right to experiment and force a human being to take a medicine they don't want to take. Tell me you know this. Tell me you know that our government is violating the Nuremberg trial decrees that make perfect sense. Here's some more of that self-evident truth for you. This isn't Uncle Ted's hunch truth. It's not my guesswork truth. This is self-evident truth. No man, no human has the right or the authority to force another human to take a medicine they don't want. Tell me you know that. Well, they're not forcing it, but you can't go to school without it. Well, they're not forcing it, except you're going to get fired from the Henry Ford Hospital in Michigan if you don't have a experimental shot in your arm. Don't Wuhan me. I think Shemaine brought me a water. I need a water. I'm getting dry mouth. Didn't she give me a water? Where did I put it? There it is. This is all on digital data or whatever data. This is all digitally recorded for anybody to reference so the media can claim that I'm anti-vax. No, I'm not. I'm for vaccinations. But if you're going to give me a shot, it has to be a vaccination that has been proven to be a vaccination. Wild, huh? Absolutely wild demonacy. So, I'm going to shift to a positive hellraiser now. If you want to be a force to reckon with, and I mean this, please go to hunternation.org. Please. hunternation.org. Well, I'm not a hunter. It's not about hunting. It's about freedom and policy making that is based on God, family, country, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness and individual freedoms and law and order. HunterNation.org. Please, this weekend, you and your family and friends, tell everybody you know about it. Just go to HunterNation.org and see how we are challenging corrupt, power-abusing, lying bureaucrats in the world of environmentalism and conservation, and it works its way into all policy making. Because if someone's running for public office that hesitates on God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, First Amendment, Second Amendment, law and order, if they don't stand with those foundational family values that makes America the last and only best place, if they don't stand for that, we're going to get them fired. I know Rusty Kimbrell and Dennis, I know you're out there. Calvin Ross, I know you're out there. Ralph, I know you're out there. Tim and Ashley, I know you're out there. Sam Brown, I know you're out there. Mitch, Lauren, Ross, Scott Young, I know you're out there. HunterNation.org. I'm telling you, if we don't do this for 2022, we will be an embarrassing third world shithole suburb of Venezuela, which is what Joe Biden wants. Look how lucky I am. Sadie. Hi, Sadie, lady love. Look how beautiful. She's Miss America, land of the puppy. Sadie, the lady. Look how beautiful Sadie is. She's Miss America, my pretty Sadie. You're my Sadie lady. Isn't she beautiful? She is beautiful to me. Can't you see? You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? I'm going to snuggle her. I'm going to spoon her when I get done here. I'm going to get right down on the concrete floor and just clasp her in my legs. So I've lost track a little bit, but I know what the track looks like, and I'll get back on track. HunterNation.org. Please go there. And another great, great grassroots charity, a nonprofit, strictly volunteer charity, a lot like Ted Nugent Camp for Kids. Go to tednugent.com and check out what we're doing. Thank you, Paul and Kevin and Ward and Roger and everybody, and all those wonderful people out there that volunteer for the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids for 30 years. Nicely done. But go to fullcircleprogram.com. fullcircleprogram.com. Great charity, young Americans saving the lives of their fellow young Americans. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you have a great campfire. I might just pull a nice fire out of my ass this weekend. And we had a request here, I can imagine. And so I will fulfill. Think of it as a campfire. Happy weekend, everybody. Bet you'd like to see the guitar on this, huh? There I was, back in the wild again, and I felt right at home, where I belong. I had that feeling come over me again, just like it happened so many times before, so many times. he's like an old good friend. Makes me feel warm and good inside, yeah. And I know his name, it's good to see him again. 'Cause in the wind, he's still alive. Talking about Fred Bear, walk with me down the trails again. You take me back where I belong. Fred Bear, I'm glad to have you at my side, my friend. And I will join you on the big hunt before too long. Of the woods, he's like an old good friend. Makes me feel warm and good inside. And I know his name, it's good to see him again. 'Cause in the wind, he's still alive. Talking about Fred Bear, walk with me down these trails again. Take me back where I belong. Yeah. Fred Bear, I'm glad to have you at my side, my friend. And I will join you on the big hunt before too long. It was kind of dark, another misty dusk, and it came from a tangle down below. And I tried to remember everything he taught me so. I had to decide which way to go. Was I alone or in a hot-toast tree? The moment of truth is here and now. I felt his touch, I felt his guiding hand, and the buck was mine forevermore. Come on, Fred Bear, walk with me down these trails again. Take me back where I belong. Fred I'll be down in the swamp. We'll get that buck. Happy weekend, everybody. Freedom ain't free. Fight for it every day like you mean it. I'll see you here at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire with flames of freedom coming out of my ass. Grab the spirit mark.